What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got Eddie here.
And the guest host, Yemi.
Yeah, we have Yemi here. Obviously, Hammer's not here.
Birthday weekend.
Yeah, birthday weekend.
Gone on tour.
Someone flew him out. They flew him out.
Happy birthday, bro.
What they say? They flown, whatever it is. Nah, they flew him out somewhere. So
Doing unspeakable things.
Yeah, he's got the weekend off for his birthday. Obviously, comment on the YouTube page and Instagram to say happy birthday to him. Yeah, big man now, boy. I was actually talking to him yesterday. I FaceTimed him after the game. Apparently, he made so much noise. Yeah, wait, the country that he's in, the whole restaurant was just watching. I was watching him because he said he wasn't going to watch the game, so he said that he didn't want them to, because obviously his birthday was the same day as that, and he didn't want Arsenal to ruin his day. So I was like, I'm not going to watch the match. And in 2-1, I messaged Ade. I was like, oh, please, Villa, give him a nice birthday present. I was already planning everything I was going to say to him when I FaceTime him.
Yeah.
And then that, but it was a great game though. It was a great game, but we'll get into that. But yeah,
It's your first time on the pod.
no, we've had him.
No, it's my second time.
Second time. No, this first time.
We did it
On
the
face and video.
Yeah. So
It's first time in person.
first time in person. In the studio. I think. Okay, you're the second. We need to get rid of Arsenal fans. The second guest we have in the studio is another Arsenal fan, because Daya was here straight after.
Yeah, but the issue with Reds Divided was that literally it was pretty much half
Arsenal,
and half.
yeah, fair enough.
Everyone that touched that pitch, I think only apart from maybe 2 people support Arsenal United over the whole years that we played.
For people for those that don't understand what we're talking about, we had a 7-a-side football team. We was playing in Stratford.
Bunch of bottlers.
Yeah. So Yemi was a striker. He's all fighting every week.
I'm a change man.
Yeah, and half of the team supported Arsenal, half of the team supported United. That's where the name Red Divided come from. So we'll keep referring to it every time we get someone from Red Divided, the team that comes up here. Thanks for coming up here today. Appreciate it. Covering for your fellow Arsenal man. Firstly, people, please, if you can please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, all the good stuff. Comment, share it, everyone, friends or family. And we keep delivering every week. How you feeling, Yemi, though? What was the nerve like, though? What was the nerve like during the course of the game?
Which game are we talking about?
It's been a couple
it's a couple games,
it's
actually.
been a long week.
Yeah, it's been a long week, so it's a couple games. Where should we start? Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Let's start with like the
top of the table clash.
Yeah, top of the table clash. What was your initial thoughts going into that game? Did you think you was gonna win or?
I'm not gonna lie. Part of me thought we were gonna win because we're playing at home.
Yeah.
And obviously our home form this season has been quite good. But I thought the most we're gonna get out of it is a draw. Yeah. But I was hoping please just don't play the occasion, because that's what we always tend to do, especially in these big games. So we've done it a few times. Obviously, Spurs last season, Liverpool last season got smashed. I mean, obviously, we all know what happened, but I was like, please, But I was hopeful, but at the same time, I was a bit cautious. I'm not gonna lie.
What about when you saw the lineup and you didn't see Partey in the lineup?
I mean, I think we kind of knew, because there was rumours during the day, before the lineup came out, that it wasn't gonna play. So that kind of, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of put a spanner in the works, because he's an anchor to that team, especially to that midfield and that back two, especially. So that kind of ruined things. I'm not gonna lie. So, but yeah, that kind of made me a little bit deflated, and all of a sudden my positivity just went downhill. I was like, oh yeah, we've got a chance, got a party. Then as soon as the news came, I party and playing, oh crap, yeah, we're getting battered. So yeah, but no, it was a good game though.
It was in terms of the first half though. It was Arsenal. So it was a game of 2 halves. So Arsenal, I believe Arsenal had the better first half, despite obviously City scoring. So what was your thoughts going into the second half though?
Do you know what it's like? Even the first half, when I saw it, I was like, again, like, obviously we were talking about it just before we started, like, there were so many missed opportunities. Like, we had so many chances that we could have scored 1-2, but the lack of being clinical, that's what caused us in the first half. Especially when Eddie missed a chance, and the next thing you know, they got to score the other end, and it was just like typical Arsenal or typical football game, you know. Yeah. But obviously you've gone in, I think it was like 1-0 half time, and I was like, Pep's come out and he's made a change. And this is the difference between an elite manager and obviously someone that's just coming up. He's come on, made a change. I think it was like Ake came on.
Yeah.
David Silva went back into the midfield or something. He made the back four, and then I can't remember who came off.
Took off Mahrez and David Silva went.
And everyone's like, right, what's going on there? But then you look at the game now, in hindsight, you're thinking, that's what you do. You be proactive.
But don't you think that suggests he made a mistake in the first place? So
but he did come out and said he tried rubbish.
But Arteta didn't try rubbish.
He didn't.
So but Pep, you know what Pep is like? He overthink things because he does. He came out at the end of the game and said, they asked him what was wrong in the first half. He said, my tactics, they were horrible.
Yeah,
those were like,
he tried something, didn't work, and he rectified it. You know, but it's like you got to be proactive in this games, in my opinion, because okay, you're on the upper hand in the first half. You got in at 1-1. Luckily, even that penalty we were lucky to get. I'm not gonna lie, it could have gone either way, but we got it. And come second half, you're thinking, okay, let's be proactive. I don't know what he's saying in the changing rooms, and I'm like, let's come out the same way we finished the first half. But it's like all of a sudden, it's like we went in our shell. We had a good spell in the 5-10 minutes, but then as soon as they scored the second goal, you're just like, yeah, it's a wrap. It's typical Arsenal, and we just capitulated as per usual. In
terms of the pen, what do you think? Do you think it was a pen?
It could have gone either way. It could have gone. I looked at when he initially blew, I was like, what's he blowing for? Then everyone's like, oh, then actually it might be a pen. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. But I mean, looking at the replays, initially I didn't think it was a pen to start off with. But then looking at the replays, you kind of understand why he gave it. But at the same time, if VAR intervened and said, actually, I don't think it's a pen, you'd have been like, Yeah. But as a desperate Arsenal fan, you want it.
What's your thoughts on the pen?
Do you know what I mean?
Right now, I can't remember even seeing the pen.
Oh yeah. To be fair, you've had a long week.
You've
had a long week.
So I've been ill for most of the week. So so a lot of the games. So like the Man City Arsenal game, I watched it from halftime. I think the United Barcelona game, I watched it from halftime. So my days have been basically sleep and then wake up and watch pockets of football.
Yeah.
So yeah. The Arsenal Villa game as well.
Yeah. Half-time.
Chunks, but yeah.
Yeah, no, in terms of the pen, I still don't think it's like, you know what it is? If you're gonna give it as a pen, then you just have to be consistent. The only issue I had with it is the fact that he actually got his shot away.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like the keeper's gonna try and make himself look big in it. So it's got to land somewhere.
Yeah.
The keeper's got to land somewhere, and
I remember it now.
Yeah, he's landing space is where Eddie is, and Eddie's drop. So if Eddie never got his shot off, and the keeper tried to make himself big and lands on him, I wouldn't have no arguments there.
Yeah.
It's the fact that Eddie actually got his shot off, and then the keeper's, as I say, he's trying to make himself. He's got to land somewhere, and then you now called it back for a pen. So I didn't think it was a harsh one anyway. But I couldn't understand why VAR didn't check it, because in their mind it's not a clear and obvious error. So it's
most of the time this season, once the referee make a decision on the pitch, unless it's clear and obvious, they're not bringing it back. Let's be honest. Especially like I think it was Mike Oliver that was the ref. He's a top ref as well in the Premier League.
I don't think you can associate top ref with anyone in the
in the Premier League. But he's how can I put it? He's classified, or he's
maybe just is the best out of a bad bunch.
Yeah, one of the better ones out of the bunch. So you're thinking he's made that decision. Yeah. You're probably gonna go with it 9 times out of 10. So
and I get, like I say, look,
like I said, it could have gone either way.
And then obviously you lost the game. And then going into the weekend, which I think when I was calling you to basically come up, we had a conversation about it.
I was fuming.
Yeah.
The things I saw.
You know what? Yeah,
I thought they were gonna.
I swear to God,
down the Emirates.
I called.
Did
I thought it was more of a therapy session. I was only calling him to come on the podcast,
bro.
I
called him 2 hours ago.
Maybe to be honest, you probably need this. You need this though.
No, because I was saying to Tommy, I said that that's like if we don't win on Saturday, bro.
It was. And to be honest, that's another reason why I didn't want them to win, because I wanted the entertainment today, and I know you wouldn't hold back. Knowing you, I know that you wouldn't hold back,
because I was about to start off that day. It took a lot for me to hold back that day. I was just like, it took me a couple of days to go over it. Like, considering like there was only 3 days between the games, but it took me at least 2 days to go over that.
Yeah, no, but obviously you did win. But what was the nerve like? What was the thought in the overall game?
I'm not gonna lie, because we don't have a good record against Unai Emery, not Aston Villa. You know what I mean? Yeah,
because that's the Saturday was the first time you beat them.
This is it.
Yeah,
and we've played Unai Emery a couple of times, especially in Europe. But because of Unai Emery, I think that's the reason why I wasn't that confident. I was like, the most we're gonna get out of this game is probably a draw, because the way I saw it was, it's probably gonna be like a low block, try to catch us on a counter attack, just like everyone else has been doing lately, wasting time, which everyone seems to be doing now against Arsenal. Don't get it, but I was nervous as wreck. I was like, we have to win this game, otherwise it just goes, and it's like, because winning breeds confidence, innit? And when you start losing, and you start losing confidence, so it's either or. And I was just like, if we lose this game, forget it. Like, for me, it could become a case where we might not even be looking at second place. Might be looking at third place or even fourth now.
Enjoy.
Yeah. And I was just like, this game was a turning point for us. I was definitely nervous going in. I'm not gonna lie.
That was an important win, and what was so frustrating for me was that watching the game, like, I can understand how Villa's approached the game, and I think even Man City has to approach Arsenal. Like, Arteta's system, we like to play at a fast pace.
This is it,
and you have to try and like disrupt that,
slow it down.
Yeah, you have to try and slow it down. If you when have you ever seen City kicking the ball long? Like, throughout that whole first half at the Emirates, they didn't play at the back. They was wasting time from that. I don't think it was wasting time because they're wasting time so the game can. But it's just to disrupt the flow of your game, right? And it's part of it. And he was getting away with murder, Martinez.
He's a madman.
He was taking so long, and I'm surprised they took the ref. I was thinking, how long is that is probably the benefit of you being at home, because you don't have like the crowd noise.
That'll get onto the rest back.
So he was taking so long, and the funny thing is, like, the second goal they scored was from them playing out the back.
At the back,
it was a top quality goal.
I'll give it to them.
Top quality goal. So obviously, I thought you guys had the better. No, I think first half
bare chance.
Yeah, you had bare chance, but then
Villa could have scored a couple more.
They could have scored a couple more as well, and then.
Yeah, because even when it was 2-2.
It was that Bailey one.
Chance. Yeah.
And after that Bailey one, I thought, you know what? This is going to finish as a draw.
That's what you was hoping.
And then Jorginho hit the bar, and when you... Bro, I was just gutted. You know what it is, yeah?
Offside.
When I was looking at the offside, I was thinking, what are they even looking at? This is not offside. It's not being silly.
But you know, a shot from like how many yards out?
Like, it's obviously I don't want you to win the league, and the reason why I was so pissed off about it's the manner of the win. I would rather you guys go there and beat them 2-3-0. But when you win like that, it does something different to the team. Like
that rally call.
You get what I mean? What it does to the changing room is
mad.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because now in their mind, they believe we can go into absolutely any game and crawl out a win whenever we want it. What it does mentally, what it does. So it wasn't so much the win for me.
It was the manner of the win.
That I was pissed off about.
I was pissed because obviously you messaged me. I was like, what a goal when Villa went 2-1 up. So when they scored first, I was like, oh shit. This is cool. And Arsenal equalised. I was like, that might be it. Then they scored again, and then you messaged me and said, "What's a goal?" I'm like, okay, that means they can score. If they scored 2, that means they can score. 1 goal can be a fluke, but 2 goals. Then I think I started watching it from 2-1. So then I saw the equaliser, and I was like, nah, it's all Arsenal now. But then I think I fell asleep maybe like 2 minutes to the 90th minute. Literally like 2 minutes. So I fell asleep.
Woke up 4-2.
Then I think the 3:00 kickoffs were starting. So they're talking. Oh, the early kickoff 4-2. I don't understand. What do you mean? What do you mean 4-2? What? Damn.
Yeah, no, it was it. Now it's the manner of the win, like, and that's a statement. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a massive statement, man.
And that's what I'm saying, like, because when you take it back a little bit in regards to disrupting Arsenal's play, because in I think the first 15 minutes of the second half against Man City, they did that to us a little bit because it was so patchy. Stop, start. Arsenal lost the rhythm. And then in the Villa game, they tried to do it, but then we just kept going. Especially, and I think the turning moment for me was when Odegaard missed that chance. His head didn't go down. And I think even, for me, it's like, he kind of played slightly better, even just after that. He made up for it. And obviously, and then we went on to win the game. And I was just like, the mentality of this, obviously, of this squad is there. But it's just, there's just little niggling thing. I don't know what's going on with them, especially with the defense. Like,
they're not machines, though. You guys are talking as if, like,
come on,
God came down and said, you must win the league.
But the thing is, like,
they're human, though.
Play your game. Stop. Like, I felt like
Did you play your game every
Well,
every
you need
week?
to understand, it's like, I always say this about the Premier
Stay
League.
to your principles.
The Premier League, the
Principality.
it's got so much resources where they've got a lot of coaches now. If you're blistering teams, battering teams, bro, it can be even be Everton, it can be whoever it is. They're gonna review exactly how the hell you're beating all this team.
Yeah,
because they're not just going to allow you to come there and do
Of
the same.
course, yeah.
And
It's
if
not a
from the
one-person
fact that
party.
Man City is disrupting your flow of game, what do you think Villa's going to do? What do you think? See what I'm saying? Man City that can't go toe to toe with you. They'd rather disrupt your flow first, and before they start playing the game. Everyone else is going to do that, bro. Like, the way it's frightening, but you have to be honest. Even as a neutral, it is frightening when you have that rhythm, like. Because it's so quick. It's
it's
like, what the hell's going on here, bro? Like, by the time you know it, Martinelli is running at someone.
Bruh.
I'm seeing that five people trying to grab hold of Saka. Bro, do you know what I mean?
Dragon Ball Z.
It's frightening. I can't lie, bro. So it's like everyone's gonna try whatever way they feel is best to try to disrupt the whole flow, and that's just the honest truth. Like, no one can go, because. And I think everyone knows how Arsenal plays now. Like, you come off the blocks quick, first half and second half. So in order to beat you, sustain them for the first 5-10 minutes. Because I don't think this season, I don't think anyone you play has a better start than you when you start the game. You guys come off the block, especially at home, contain it for the first 5-10 minutes. Then you guys will cool down. Then maybe other teams can put their some passes together or create any sort of chances. And they have to do the same exactly in the second half. And if they're winning or drawing and there's 5-10 minutes left, build a house in front of goal. See what I mean? That's,
for sure.
And it's testament to how good you Arsenal have been this season, innit? And
definitely.
No one's just going to allow you to keep.
I didn't expect that from City, to be fair, in terms of the way they played. I don't know why. I actually
just misbehaved.
Honestly, I didn't expect it at all. And the whole time wasting thing, I don't know whether that was a tactical thing from Pep or just Emerson doing what he's doing. I don't know. But then it's like, I looked at it, I was like, it's a sign of respect in a way to Arsenal, because for a big team like that to be doing that against Arsenal, I mean, let's be honest, we ain't won the 15 years, but I mean, we're playing well, but come on, like, this is City. You would have thought they're going to come out and just show us good. Like, be like, you guys are thinking you're good and that, but let's come out and show you. So that's what I thought.
I respect Pep for that. I love it. Like, it's a great sign of a manager where he doesn't take anything for granted. Like, he understands how good this team is. I'm not just gonna go there and just, despite me loving to play how I want. And he demonstrated that in the FA Cup. To be fair with you, they didn't really.
No, they didn't outplay us.
Yeah, no, I'm saying they didn't outplay you, and thing they weren't playing how they would love to play.
No,
there was more. I think he was more trying to stop you from playing rather than them playing.
For the Prem, they have to be more sensible, right? It's you guys that are ahead. They need to catch you.
Yeah.
So they have to do the thinking. So it makes sense. It makes sense. He had to do a bit more work.
Yeah, we just gotta keep going. You know.
What is the belief? Like, no.
just. Do you know what? I don't want to get sucked into it now because it's getting to that latter stages of the season where you got to be careful because like so much changed in 1 week.
Bruh, the emotions that these
people
went through
in 3 days.
I don't want to say anything before I get cancelled.
Bro.
But this kind of emotions, I was just like, on Wednesday, the world was done. Arsenal should be in the bin. Saturday
afternoon.
I was just like, what?
It's mad.
Everyone's too reactionary. Like, everyone
but that's
wants
what
to
it
react
is.
to
Like I
everything,
said at the beginning, it's like
it's mad.
I can't speak for every Arsenal fan, but I can sense like because we're so desperate to win something. And for once, it's like it looks like we have the potential of winning something. So it's like we're so desperate, we want the team to do well. As soon as we do something little or bad, it's like we go into this mood like it's like, fuck, they won it. So and I think that's what it is. So it's like we're so desperate to win, any little thing gets to us. Whereas before, like last season, as soon as we start capitulating towards the end of the season, like, it's typical Arsenal. We knew it was coming anyway.
The reality
whatever.
is, even if you don't win the league and you finish second or third, actually you still had a good season. You'd be disappointed, but you still have a good season. Yeah, because the reality is the season's 38 games.
Yeah, 100.
It's not 20 something. Yeah. Yes, you were X amount of points ahead, but the season didn't finish then.
No,
right, and there are always people that perform at better times.
Yeah.
And it's just, it is what it is, right? If you finish second, you still had a good season.
Yeah.
Well, I know better Arsenal fans will commit suicide if they do, but
the thing is, at the beginning of the season, our aim was to finish in the top 4. Do you know what I mean? So even if we win the league, we're literally ahead of schedule. It's just like last season. If we had made top 4, we would have been ahead of schedule. If we win the league this season, we're way ahead of schedule. So it's like, yes, we're maybe pushing above what we're supposed to be doing right now, but because no one ever thought. But for me, I think the chance is there, whether we win it or not. I'm a bit cautious. I'm not going to lie.
I think the reality is you are in pole position to win the league.
It is in our hands. It's ours to lose, I think.
It's definitely, but obviously, it's City. We just, like, City is not, I mean, you also need to understand that City are not the same. And that's what I think, one of the reasons why I said that I'm probably going to change my mind soon, but not yet because they beat you on. I didn't expect them to be. I was like, I didn't think they was going to beat you at home. Yeah, okay. So I would have I was going to come here and say, like Arsenal's going to win the league this week, but then for the fact that they're beating you at home, it just leaves everything open again. But City are definitely not the same. I've been saying that week in, week out. They're not the same defensively, and I think what's not helping you guys right now is defensively, you're not great as well.
I was about to say that. It's like, especially last couple of games, like the last 4 or 5 games, our defense is shaky, and I don't know what's going on.
It hasn't been great. It's just, even the goals like yesterday's goal, like the first Watkins goal. You got
both goals were amazing.
Yeah, I was like, the first one, I thought it was done.
If you notice in the second half, he received exactly the same ball, and you notice how Saliba got much tighter to him. He didn't even allow him. Well, why did he give him that kind of space?
Yeah.
The thing is, he didn't give him that much space.
But he worked it well.
Yeah, he worked it well.
The thing is, the ball was good, but at a point I thought, you know what? He's out of position. He can't score from there. Yeah. So to still give him that chance. It's not like the ball was perfect and you're like, fair enough, the ball was perfect, in his stride.
It wasn't.
It wasn't perfect, and it was like, actually still allowed him to
come back
and score.
And I think those kind of centre-backs are frustrating because they do everything so neatly at times, They always want to stay clean doing
this.
Things.
Is it.
It's like in the second half, he must have noticed his error in the first half. You see how physical he got to him. Next time, like he didn't want to allow him. He was pushing him out.
Yeah,
but those sort of centre backs is like they like to look so clean doing everything.
They don't want to iron that shit.
And because the boy is that good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But sometimes don't be like that. And we
like Martinez.
We talk about what's his name? We compare Casemiro and Partey. A lot of people say, because Casemiro, you know me, I don't like players on the floor all the time, but there is times players like Casemiro, they don't go on the ground for going on the ground sake. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't get physical for not. Do you know what I mean? They know what they're doing. They have a sensible head. So sometimes you just
apart from the red card, he just
apart from the red, there is like at times you have to use an element of aggressiveness when you're playing this type of players to just try and guide them away from goal. So. He will learn from it. He's still a young player. I still think he's top quality.
I think the only thing I can think of when I watched that back was probably in the back of his mind, he's thinking whether he's last man or not. because I think he got to a stage where he was, and I think if you had brought him down, then there's that debate.
No, but I think he had
technically he was the last man, and I think maybe that was playing up on his mind, like just try to hold play and then somebody come back.
I think it was just shit.
You know, but he could have got tighter, but definitely I don't know, but he didn't want to ram him, you know, but. It was a good win, you know. Top of the league. Can't complain.
I thought we weren't going to hear that this week.
What? Please. Let me brag a little.
That's cool.
Only a little. No, it was a good game.
So what you still think you can win the title, basically, yeah?
No, I'm cautious. If our defense...
Bro,
you can. No, the thing is, we can. But we need to stop shipping goals, silly goals. Saliba needs to fix up. Gabriel needs to fix up. You know what I mean? And if we can tighten up on the defense and keep producing what we're producing up front, why not? Cool. There's still hope.
No, I heard that.
You know, I'd be jumping off the top of the roof if we did anyway, but not committed suicide, but...
Okay, cool. We should quick move to United. Was there anything else on Arsenal?
They should keep abusing their own players. Let them keep attacking them. Nketiah, go on strike. Yeah, they don't respect you.
What was you saying? Because obviously, before we jumped on, you were talking about Eddie. What's your thought on Eddie? Because I was saying, I'm guessing me and Eddie agrees that you're talking about the chances missing. We're acting as if Jesus scores this chance. Jesus don't score them chances. He wasn't scoring them chances. He wasn't getting himself in positions that Eddie was getting them. They are different type of players. Whereas Jesus, he gets involved in a lot of the plays and it allows it frees up Eddie and frees up Martinelli and Saka to get into those spaces. But Jesus won't score them chances anyway. So we can't say, if Jesus had those chances, he would have scored.
We don't know that. This is the thing, we don't know. But at the end of the day, yes, he's getting himself into the space and put it away. Like, you're a striker.
You put
your job,
everything away.
I'll put at least 60%, 70% away.
Bro, you wouldn't be there in the first place.
Me?
You definitely you'd be panting.
We're not talking about me. We're talking about Eddie.
You'd be panting.
He's a pro. I'm not a pro.
But the thing is, there's an element of luck as well. Right? He doesn't own physics. So the way the ball hits his head, bounce off his head, the speed, all of that stuff, he does not own physics. Some things are out of his control.
Really?
Bro, it's life. It's life. You see Haaland yesterday missing nonsense. It happens.
Once in a blue moon. It's once in a blue moon for Haaland, but
when Eddie was scoring
but with
goals,
Eddie, it wasn't just one chance. It wasn't two. There was multiple.
When he was scoring goals,
bro. When everyone was thinking that Nketiah is in the room, like a couple of weeks ago, now he's not in the room. Now
don't blame you guys. Don't blame.
Personally, I think he needs to get dropped. I'm not gonna lie.
For who though?
Drop him for I would have initially. I'm never gonna like. Yesterday, I was even thinking to play Trossard like a false nine and put Martinelli on the left. Why not?
See,
why? That's what I was
problem
thinking.
with these guys. This is why.
Bro, the guy's run out of juice. He can't
for Eddie,
bro.
Curse Arsenal.
He can't be playing
Eddie.
90 minutes
For Eddie.
for like how many games in a row for 3 months?
Because he said
Nah, G.
Because he said he'll put
Trossard.
No.
But Trossard has played false nine for Brighton before and he scored.
a drug dealer.
Drop Eddie, bro. Come on, man. That's what I would have done. Or put Trossard on the left.
You are saying that you'd have played Martinelli, bro. If Martinelli's not being dropped, no one else should have been dropped. That game against Man City, there's no reason Martinelli should have started that game, right? I remember Ham saying it last week that actually he thinks he might start Martinelli because like he's played in big games for him and all of that stuff. Yeah. But it's like coming into a room every day and seeing the tables red and expecting it to be blue. Why? He's been out of form and you've got someone that can replace him and has scored. So why not replace him? Yeah. And I think that's the biggest mistake that Pep made. Because now you've got someone that's not in form. You're not firing at all cylinders. Whereas Trossard comes, you've just given him a position from somebody else and he's going to try and fight to keep it. So that was a mistake. But now you're coming to say Eddie should be dropped. Yeah. And you're not talking about Martinelli. You want to leave
because Eddie's not... Okay.
You want to leave Martinelli there that's been doing nothing for like 18 weeks. You want to leave him there.
But I said 18 weeks.
I don't blame you.
What has Eddie been doing? It's the same thing.
This is why
Eddie too is not performing.
I'll go and meet
so it's like
tomorrow. I'll go and be, no, you guys are picking on Eddie. You are picking on Eddie.
No, but yeah, no, I don't. I think you're being too harsh on Eddie, man. I do hear what you're saying. Obviously, yes, maybe when Jesus comes back, maybe Jesus can get into the team. But I just don't think Jesus is scoring those chances himself. That's
but
my
this is the thing,
opinion.
we don't know. It's all like, we don't know.
Bro,
This is light
no, it's not about we don't.
No, we don't know. Because it's like,
no, I'm just basing on what we see. And what we see is when Jesus was playing, he hasn't scored that much goals. And I'm going back Jesus in the last whatever season he's played for Man City, he hasn't. So I can only base it on like the evidence in front of me, and the evidence in front of me that this season when he was at City, he hasn't scored those goals. And the difference between both of them is that I even think Eddie is in better position because when Eddie's in those positions, he just doesn't lash at them like Jesus. He's got different ranges of finishing. Like as I said, he's trying to chip the keeper, curl it, and do all of that. But I know he lashes at a lot of those chances. That's what he does. But the difference between Jesus is Jesus does get involved in the play more than Eddie. He will hold up the ball better than Eddie. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the difference. It leaves Jesus comes up and then leaves spacing behind where the strikers will follow him. I mean the centre backs will follow Jesus. So leave spacing behind for Martinelli and Saka to run into. So that's the difference. Whereas Eddie holds that position. Eddie don't really want to get in, although he can. Eddie's not like Eddie's terrible at it. Eddie does get involved in plays. Eddie
he doesn't mix up his player.
He'll get the ball. He'll spin off the defender.
Spin off the defenders. You know what I'm saying,
but find some space for a header. Yeah, I thought he's done.
I think, to be honest,
he hasn't hit the back of the net
a lot of the times. I think he's done and it's
done all right.
He's done better than we anticipated.
Well, it's like moving on to like to United. It's like kind of like Wenger, bro. It's like the guy. He doesn't score goals. But if he is scoring goals, then he won't be available on the free. See what I'm saying? Those are chances that he's missing. Then that type of player is not available on the free. See what I mean? So that's the difference, right? So Wenger just works hard for us, gets up with him.
We appreciate him.
We
don't want to see him after summer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's it.
That's one of those ones.
That's it. It won't be able, if he's scoring goals, then we wouldn't have been able to get a player like him.
He was scoring goals in Turkey.
Yeah, fair enough. But it's Premier League.
Want to see him after summer.
But anyway, like let's just move on to United. I know we were saying that we don't mind going out the Europa League, which to be honest with you, I was being dead serious. I didn't mind. Why? Because of the amount of games that we have to play, and I just wanted us to focus on like making top 4 and winning like a cup. And it goes back to
we're building in it.
We're building. We don't want to go and burn ourselves reaching all the
and get nothing.
Why not? You're meant to compete for everything, isn't it?
Look at Liverpool.
Not yet.
Compete for everything.
Liverpool ended up burning themselves out. Look at Liverpool. What they're like.
We've got like 12 players.
Yeah.
Everyone else is they just got contracts. We've got like 12 players. Everyone else just has contracts.
So I wasn't really keen on it. But as I said, like you sit down and you watch the game. Obviously, you still want United to win the game.
Fucking ballers. We were bad men.
But
no, you guys took it to them still.
No, when we played on Thursday, well, I went to Chris Brown, so I couldn't watch the second half. Okay. So I was listening to the second half on my way to Chris Brown on Talk Sports. But I watched the first half and I was like, it was a great game. I can't even bear in mind I didn't witness any goal in the first half, and I still thought it was a game. Bro. The first half was a great game. And it was just, but I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, we're actually.
Do we know where we are?
Like this is the new camp. I didn't even think you wouldn't have thought that we was at the new camp because we were balling as well. Don't get me wrong, they played well as well, but we exceeded my expectation of that game.
But it's not the same Barca though, is it? Like, let's be honest.
Nah, I guess so, but we're still the new camp.
Not the same, but they're top of their league.
Yeah, exactly. It's still not the same. You can say that it's not the same United.
You can say it's not the same Man City. You can say anything.
It's anything.
This year is not the same as last year.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I just didn't expect us to go to like the new camp and play like that.
No, you
the
played
amount of chances that we had. Obviously, I came back, watched the highlight. I was listening to the radio, thinking, fuck, we could have won this game, bro.
So to be honest, when we're 2-1 up, so what happened? So yes, I was asleep. So I think I just tipped my head over because that was the first day I felt ill. So I took night nurse around 4 o'clock. I thought I'd wake up at 6. So I think I looked over the side of the bed and I saw 1-0. And then as I was looking over, I saw the equalizer. So I quickly turned on the TV and then we went ahead.
It was a good goal though.
Yeah.
Rashford was sick, bro.
So I was like, you know what? This is it. We're about to click on. And watching the rest of the game, I was like, all right, they're playing well, but we've got this under control, and it looks like we can score more. And I remember telling Tom, I was like, before they scored their equaliser, I remember looking at that passage of play and saying, if they score now, they have to investigate because the way we lost that ball was suspicious. Suspicious. So I'm literally watching. I was like, if they score now, they have to investigate us. And then I think Shaw gave an incomplete pass, and I was just like,
There you go.
I like my boys. But then, like towards the end of the game, it was mad. It was manic. It was fantastic. So obviously, I would have taken us going out. But since we are where we are, I'm like, fuck it, just keep going.
Yeah.
Right. Leagues, we've got a bit of a gap now in the league, which is working. One of the cup competitions already in the final.
Yeah.
So the games are reducing, and if we are gonna beat Barca, might as well continue. Pedri's injured, Gavi's suspended. If we don't go through, me too, I'm gonna treat these guys like Eddie. I'm treating all these guys like Eddie.
Yeah,
expectations have increased now.
Yeah, no, it has. I was impressed, to be honest with you. Even like Barca game aside, because I know Leicester's obviously they beat Spurs, and who else did they beat last week? Was it Spurs last week? They beat someone else.
Spurs and then Villa.
Yeah. Two. So I thought, they're on a bit run of form, and I've got Maddison back. So I was like, you know what? Any win today will do. I don't care how we win. Just any type of win will do, because Liverpool's won. They beat Newcastle to build a gap from us on Newcastle. Spurs, they haven't played yet. Okay, cool. Who knows what's gonna happen? Because we're still like, I know Liverpool's got 2 games in hand, but we're 14 points ahead of them.
Yeah.
So like, cool. Any type of win would do. We started off, I thinking, fuck, it's peak right now. It was peak, and then we scored obviously, and then I was happy. I think, okay, cool, that's fine. This is all I need. I said that anyway. Any type of win will do for me.
Yeah, you weathered the storm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what another thing I didn't expect is just the second half performance.
Yeah.
The second half performance was just.
I don't know what you guys were. They were eating.
Like, bro, and then Sancho, and then to see Sancho play like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even. I was like, how did he go in the goal?
It was so fast.
I was like, bro.
Yeah, no, watching it like when he's like on form. Did you see that passage between him and Wan-Bissaka where they just kept on passing?
Yeah.
That's Sancho, though.
And
Do
then
you know what I'm saying?
saying?
Yeah, that's Sancho. Like that is Sancho for you. And now that second half performance today was just not. And fair due to the manager, I love it, because I think a lot of the times what we talk about in Ollie's reign is that he never tries anything new. He just tries to put different players, think everything would change. Even against Barca, left Rashi in the middle, put where he goes dropped him deeper, because if I get a chance, I don't want it to fall to this guy, because he's proving that he can't score. Let it fall to my.
He's not about that.
Yeah, like what he did today as well.
Yeah, he did it today, but then he changed it off in the second half.
Yeah,
because the second half he put and
Sancho
that's another thing. He even put Sancho in the middle. That's the thing. He put.
You know why I like that middle thing? Because that suggests to me at some point in time we can take Bruno. He's acting like a dickhead.
Yeah. And fair, to be honest with you, he played well today on that right side. Like, this is probably like one of the best time. Yeah, I see best performance I've seen from him playing.
Sick. I was looking at
that right side.
Bruno can pass like
well.
this.
Sometimes you need that ability to drop him. And so if Sancho's there and available to play in that position, it's great.
Yeah.
But I think what you've just said about Ollie and relating to Ollie, so I actually thought about the same thing today.
Yeah.
So I was like, actually, we're doing a lot of counter-attacking. The cynics will say, how does that differ to when
Ollie's?
Ollie wasn't? So I think I just literally just checked now. I want to check the possession percentages. And we had 57% possession. If we had done that exact same thing with that result against when we had Ollie, our possession wouldn't be more than 35.
100%, yeah.
And that just shows the involvement of the football that under Ten Hag. So long may it continue, because I know Leicester started off quite well.
Yeah, they missed it. Yeah,
they're on form. They've got good players. I always rate their players, Harvey Barnes and all. And I think they're going to do well after they play us. Obviously, they got you guys next, so hopefully they beat you guys. But I think they're going to do well. But yeah, hopefully we continue on a run.
They're going to be shook of us, bruv.
Why?
The way you just battered them today and the way we won.
You know, the first half,
they're going to be shook, bruv.
Before the game, in the first half. I thought they'll give
Arsenal a game.
Yeah. Arsenal, they are in trouble next week, bro. No, what they did in that second half? No. They're in trouble. They're in trouble.
Bro, he's suspect.
As in what you said to Eddie. We'll bring you back on this podcast.
No way. You don't know. You maybe eat my words next week. No way.
We'll bring you back.
The thing is,
but they are in. Leicester.
The only thing that's
in trouble
have going for them is because they're playing at home. That's the only thing.
Bro, forget that.
Forget that. But I expect us to win.
No. Eddie should call in sick the day before. Eddie, if you're listening, call in sick the day before. And let them explain why they do.
Eddie, we love you really. We just want you to score.
They're in trouble next week, bro. Honestly, that's the second half. I think, fucking no, this team is shit. Like, what's the matter?
I didn't even think they didn't have a shot on target in the second half until like the 85th minute, and obviously De Gea just took it in his hand. I was like, what am I watching? Like the comparison between the first half and the second half was like.
Everyone paying them.
But how do you fall off like that? Like, come on. Now.
They won 2 games. They're resting. Next week they're back at it.
It was like 1-0 at half time.
To be fair,
it was 1-0 at half time.
We can give credit to our manager though, isn't it?
It was a 2-0. 1-0 at half time.
1-0.
Bro, we still have a chance.
Second half could have been.
Come on.
The game could have finished 6.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on. You can't just fall off like that.
You could give credit to our manager for changing it up.
Because
100%. He put Rashford on the left.
And this is what I mean about being proactive in your tactics and your changing. He didn't have to do it, but he still did it anyway. But whereas, like, in comparison to when I look at someone like Arteta, he wouldn't think to do something like that. Whether it's at half time or like
you guys are just
early in the second half.
They're ungrateful.
No, it's not that we're ungrateful,
honestly,
bro.
You're ungrateful.
Do the substitutions at the
Arteta
right
the
time.
next 5.
No.
You know what? We need you and Ham together because you're one of the fans that Ham is talking about.
Nah. What do you mean what I'm talking about?
Wait, you're saying Arteta out. You have to leave. Don't let me find your message.
95% of Arsenal fans were saying Arteta out. I know what I said.
No, we get you. We're getting you back.
Bro,
when
listen.
Here. We're
the
getting
thing
you
is,
back
like,
here.
all we're asking is be proactive in your tactics and your substitutions. Don't be reactive. But Arteta's still reactive, man.
Honestly, you guys
come on, man. Change it quick.
Ungrateful sod. Ungrateful, bro.
We are grateful. We just want to win. We are desperate.
You guys were playing in the back streets. You were playing in the back streets. You
don't see how desperate we are to win.
Cool.
He's doing a good job, but yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, now so that's anything else for United though. That's about it. We just obviously the.
Do you think you guys are in the title race?
We are.
It's not that we're not in the title race, but if you're asking me, do we think we're in the title race? Yes, we are in the title race. But do I think we're gonna win it? I don't think we're gonna. But it is important that if we, the reason why I say we're not gonna win it is so much of like Eriksen being out. But to be honest with you, I was gonna talk about I liked Sabitzer much better today when McTominay came on because I think. Everything he wants to do it in the opposition's half.
Yeah.
So I don't think Sabitzer like operating in his own half. He's not. I don't think he wants to be. And because we can't trust Fred to do that, and I think the onus was on him to do that, and I don't think he wants to do that. And I was really impressed with him in the second half today because.
He shouldn't have been on the pitch, but it's okay.
Because when he was at Leipzig,
we didn't talk about. I don't think that's a red card though. Did you
what?
think that was a red card?
So,
come on.
So during the game, I didn't because I felt as if obviously the player's gone down. So I didn't think it was as high as it looked. But then obviously when you sent that still picture, I was like, oh fuck, that's a red card. But then things always look worse.
And this is my point. Things look worse, bro. Like when and I've said this before, bro. You keep going back looking at it. If you think it happened so quick, he's tried to pull it up.
And
he's
the
like
player's
scrape.
low. That player's low.
My point is, see how high his foot is, yeah. If it was that bad, bro, there's no way the Leicester fans or even the actual player are not making a row about that. They didn't even say anything. Then if you think about it, they didn't even say anything because the ball was in the air. But yeah, Sabitzer was mad slow.
Yeah, and that player, it was like he was on the basically on the floor.
Yeah,
so because he wasn't crying like Fernandes does.
But no, I'm saying that
if that was Fernandes,
you're gonna get images like that. The image that you put in the group, bro, it can go to any game.
You can edit
and you can take a picture at the right angle. Of course, it's gonna look like that. Even let's say Saka's one yesterday. Any silly thing that's. You can always get images like that, and I've always say when you go back to, especially plays like that. Yes, it looks dangerous when you slow it down, but it was so quick here that as soon as he realized, I don't think he can put his foot back, move his foot, so he had to just slightly try and reduce the speed or whatever.
So I thought it was a yellow straight away. Like watching it live,
he didn't even give a yellow.
It should have been a yellow. It should have been a yellow.
So watching it live and the replays live, I thought yellow for sure. It was when I saw the still, I'm like, but then I still at the
still
right
makes it look. The still makes it. If you look at that still with no context, it's of course everyone's gonna say red card. But my point is, you can get stills like that in almost every single football game.
Yeah, 100.
It's as simple as that.
It's a red card, but it's okay.
But no, it's fine anyway.
I think it's a red card.
Yeah.
Well, we need him around anyway, so
but I was really impressed with him today.
But to be fair, like you guys played well, because when you think about the players that you guys didn't have, that didn't play in this, it's people like Varane, obviously Casemiro, Eriksen, all that. Like you, considering you guys are doing well.
Yeah, and that's
to be fair.
Just going back to your question, that's why, as I said, I don't think we can win the league. There's a lot, obviously, like contributing factors. One, we're still in all the tournaments. We're playing a lot more games. We played probably more games than everyone else, and we're still looking like we're going to play more games than everyone else. Two, it's just that Eriksen. I think Eriksen is very crucial to our play. Sabitzer was a lot more better today, but I still need to see more because I wasn't really impressed the first couple. I'm not saying it was his fault, but the first couple games I wasn't really pleased with his performance. So those are the probably crucial things, and then we need everyone to be fit. Martial can't be fit. Wenger, like I'm saying, you're complaining about your striker not scoring. We don't. Our striker.
We know he's not scoring.
We know.
We accept.
We don't. Yeah. We don't.
We know, and we're like,
bro.
See,
that's the difference. You accept
do your
it
thing because you are contributing to the team.
And
we are top of the league. We are expecting him to score.
I mean, just want to get the and our wingers. I don't know what's wrong with them, man. Some of them will be fit one day.
What do you mean what's wrong? They're all doing well.
You see, the thing is, the same way people keep saying like, if Arsenal loses Partey and Jesus, which we have, but we're doing okay-ish. If you guys lose Rashford, it's a wrap to a degree. You guys
it's a wrap to a degree.
To a degree,
I'm
because
hoping one of the other boys will step up.
Yeah.
You can't hope.
Like Rashford's our main man. There's no
because
question
that
about
guy
it.
right now is unstoppable.
But one thing I don't like when people are saying that it's carrying United, I don't think it's carrying United, and I totally disagree with everyone saying it's carrying United.
No, I didn't say it was carrying.
No, not you. I'm not saying you. I've heard a lot of people saying it's carrying. It's not carrying United, bro.
No, it's not.
Without them guys behind him,
of course
he's not getting those goals. So I'm saying like Casemiro is probably one of the most Martinez. Casemiro, Varane has turned up. Even Luke Shaw, I remember I said it in that international game he played for England. I was like, hopefully this will help him, his confidence going into United. And ever since this was before the World Cup. Ever since then, he's picked up. Even bloody Wan Saka that came back,
bruh. What's going on with this guy?
You got me. So
they need to let us know who your psychologists are, because the United psychologist is doing sick.
There's a lot of them that have picked up. So I don't think it's carrying us. But is it probably one of our most important? Of course, he is.
Yeah, and he's explosive. He's not like running the game like Messi used to run the game for Barca or something. But he's explosive and he's coming up with important goals. So
he's
just got. Others will do shit. They're doing stuff as well. Yeah, there's situations where other people will score, so he's not the only one scoring for us. But in response to your question, the reason why I think we won't win a title is because their team's better than us and they're ahead of us. So it's as simple as that for me. But in terms of why we're in the title race, when Newcastle were like 5-6 points behind everyone else, and we were behind them or level on points with them, they were saying they were in the title race. So why are we not? So for 100%. Me, the math makes.
Yeah, the math makes sense because we're 5 points behind you, but you have a game in hand at the moment. So nice. But we'll see where we get. But if we can stay in the running, like make it difficult for you, put pressure on yourself and City, then
still a long way to go.
And it's still a long way to go.
Too many games to play.
Cool. We don't have time, but let's just quickly touch on a few. We had not spent too long because we probably have to touch on it later. Okay. We had a few comments. We had a comment on Chelsea about Graham Potter, and obviously this was on our last week's episode about them not thinking Potter is good enough that he should leave. What are your thoughts, Yemi?
As in Potter in Chelsea.
Yeah, Graham Potter. Do you think he's good enough? Or
No, he's not for Chelsea. No, personally, he can't manage those calibers of players and the magnitude of what Chelsea requires. He's not the right guy.
He's not the right guy.
In my opinion, he's not the right guy. Is it not like 1 win in 10 or something like that for Graham now? So
what's your record in FIFA?
I see this guy. Why you always said it for me? He's not as bad as Graham Potter's.
free my man Potter. So it's an interesting one. I think it's borderline. You might be correct, and no arguments against that. But I look in, I compare it to Nathan Jones, the Southampton one that just
got sacked. Yeah.
So from the very first day he managed Southampton, I could tell he just was out of his depth, right? Even the way he composed himself in interviews, he was just out of his depth. He wasn't ready. Like, the Premier League was a step too high for him. Not even in terms of the tactics, because you could have brought another Premier League manager and they still would have suffered the same fate on the pitch. But even just the way he carried himself.
Right.
But when I see Potter, I feel he's still carrying himself okay. The tactics are not working on the pitch, but it happens. When he started at Brighton, it just didn't just click like that.
No.
It just didn't click. And now he's making a much bigger step.
Mad step.
Much bigger step with so much change. My goodness. If you just change my milk, it's a problem for me. It's a problem for me.
I feel sorry for the guy though, because a part of me do feel sorry for, because the amount of the players that he has, how do you manage that?
Too much.
Like, how do you even pick a starting lineup? Like, he's not Pep where you can manage those players. Like you said, because of that step, bro. Like, and they're not even used to the league.
He probably still uses Google Maps to get to the stadium.
You can't even speak English to them, because probably half of them don't speak English.
So I'm not even arguing with you. It might be that it's just too big for him. But I think there are other factors that we should look at as well.
But I read today though, if they sack him, he'll be getting paid about 60 mil.
60?
Yeah.
Bumble.
Apparently his salary went from like he's like one of the top paid managers in the Premier League now.
Okay.
I
think they should give him a chance, man. I honestly think
I said trust the process.
I don't think
you guys, I'm done.
Honestly, I read it today, like, because apparently he went from because apparently he went from being paid 1.5 million a year in Brighton to went to Chelsea. Apparently he's now getting paid about 10 million pounds a year, and if they sack him now, his payout is going to be about 60 mil.
Contract did they give him?
I think it would probably be like, I think when I saw it, I think he was getting 20 million if he gets sacked. I don't know about 60.
I read someone put it today. It said 60.
20,
one of the,
that 60, 20, I've heard that number before.
Yeah, I've heard 20.
60 is devilish.
Yeah. That's why they said whoever negotiated his contract is mad.
And the owners, they're doing rituals to buy people. If that's the kind of money they wow.
No.
So, yeah.
Cool. We don't have time to go through the other games. Talking about owners, Ade, let's just quickly go on to...
Jeez! Qatarians! You got to join them. Hey! The Qatarians.
We have like 2 minutes. What is your thoughts on who would you rather? Sir Racket?
Don't ask me questions. The only people that should own us are the Qataris. If I find that Ratcliffe guy anywhere near that stadium,
why?
I'm about to cry.
As Tom said, we don't have enough time.
Oh, Lord.
But if we are owned by anyone, see, if I'm not wearing Jalabeh next season, if I'm not wearing Jalabeh next season, nah. There's not much that needs to be said.
I'm going to come up. I'm coming up now.
There's not much that needs to be said.
I think that wraps it up, man. I'm done. Bro,
I'm crying. I don't think I'm...
I don't want to say too much.
All right, cool. Thanks. Thanks, people. Thanks for...
I'm done. I'm so done.
Thanks for... Listen, Yemi, thanks so much, bro. I can't
appreciate
lie, I
it,
enjoyed this
it's
episode.
been amazing.
Man. We need to get you back. I enjoyed this episode. We need to get you back. We need to get you back.
You
with
got me on a
Ham.
good day, so
We need to get you back. We need to get you. Definitely get you back with Ham. I can't lie. I've enjoyed this, man. I'm literally wiping tears. Thanks for listening. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. Share this with friends and family, and comment. As always, the last couple of weeks I brought up the comments in it. So if you do comment, I'll bring it up on the podcast. So yeah, and that's about it. We out.
Bless.
Peace.
Bless.